What's up everybody, this is Teacher Ivan from NextGen Academy. Our goal in this channel is to help you achieve your highest potential and to help you understand subjects in the easiest and the most efficient way. If you'd like to get more tips and tricks on how to achieve A star in your IGCSE, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe to this channel. Lastly, if you need any help in your studies, you can always head on to our website, link in the below, or our Instagram, drop us a DM and we'll be able to help you. Enjoy this video and I wish you all the best.
All right. Okay, welcome back, my NextGen family. Okay, we are going to go through the second part of this paper, October-November 2024, paper 2-1. Okay, so we're going to go from question 7 onwards. You can watch the previous lesson on the first half of the paper. Okay, so I think there are a few questions that I want to highlight also together with you all as we do this paper. Okay, anything, please type inside the chat. Okay, if I never read the chat, just put up your hands inside the Zoom emoji so that I can hear you. All right, let's look at question 7. Okay, question 7, I think not too bad. A curve has equation y equals to 2x cos x. The normal to the curve at pi negative 2 pi meets the x-axis and y-axis at points P and Q. Find the exact area of triangle POQ. Okay, first thing, we need to find, they give us an equation. We need to find the normal, right? Okay, you all know what's the equation of normal? Okay, so normal, this one will go to your first application of dy over dx. Okay, if you go to your questions, the topic of differentiation, okay, the first one is equation of tangent and normal. Okay, then they say to the curve at this particular point meets the x-axis and y-axis. So that means your x-intercept and y-intercept at point P and Q. So the first thing that we need to find here is we want to find our equation of normal. Okay, everyone knows your equation of normal. Okay, how to find equation of normal? Let's write down this first. Y equals to 2x cos x. Okay, what rule do we use over here? Okay, y equals to 2x cos x. This will be a function multiplied by a function. So this will be product rule. Okay, product rule. Product rule, I want you all to write into like this. Okay, u equals to 2x, v is equals to cos x. U prime, 2, v prime. Okay, cos, we follow s, c, negative s, negative c. Cos will become negative sign. Okay, when you differentiate, you just go down the acronym SC, negative S, negative C. We put an X here, so we can cross multiply the value to be UV prime plus UV prime. Okay, VU prime. Okay, this is not necessary to write, but I'm just writing so that you are clear what we're doing here. So 2x times negative sine x plus cos x times 2. We will get negative 2x sine x plus 2 cos x. Okay, why did we find this dy over dx? Dy over dx represents your gradient function. Okay, it's a function that represents gradient. Okay, now we are going to substitute this one. Okay, we want to find what is the value, the specific value gradient at this point over here. So we'll sub in at x equals to pi. Okay, you substitute your x equals to pi into this equation of dy over dx. Dy over dx equals to negative 2 pi sine pi plus 2 cos pi. Okay, if you don't have calculator, make sure you know how to find your sine pi and cos pi also. You just draw out your graph. This will become minus 2 pi 0 plus 2 times negative 1. Okay, you draw out your graph to find the value. Okay, over here, we'll get dy over dx equals to negative 2. Okay, when we find this gradient here, this is gradient of tangent. So we always find gradient of tangent first before finding gradient of normal. Okay, how to find gradient of normal? We'll do negative reciprocal. Okay, so from here to here, we'll do negative reciprocal. Okay, everyone clear? Why are we doing this? dy over dx. Okay, so now we have the gradient of the normal. How do we find equation of normal? We will fit into the equation y minus y1 equals to m bracket x minus x1. Okay, y minus y1 equals to m bracket x minus x1. Okay, what are the values that we substitute inside here? This one will be this m and then your pi and negative 2 pi. Okay, all these values here, m here and this one. So we will get y minus 2 pi equals to 1 over 2 x minus pi. Y plus 2 pi equals to 1 over 2x minus 1 over 2 pi. Okay, we will get here y equals to 1 over 2x minus 5 over 2 pi. Okay, this is your equation of normal. Okay, after we get this equation of normal, you have to know that equation of normal is also a straight line equation. Okay, what do we need to find next? We want to find P and Q. P and Q is your x-intercept and y-intercept. Okay, you see they say at x-axis is your P value, at y-axis is your Q value. So let's do P. Okay, P is x-intercept. X-intercept means y is equal to 0. Okay, let's solve for this here. 1 over 2x minus 5 over 2 pi equals to 0. 1 over 2x equals to 5 over 2 pi. X is equals to 5 pi. Okay, so our P point will be here 5 pi 0. Okay, Q is y-intercept x equals to 0. Y is equals to 1 over 2, 0 minus 5 over 2 pi. Y is equals to minus 5 over 2 pi, which is 0 minus 5 over 2 pi. Okay, what did they ask us to do? They say find the exact area of triangle POQ. Okay, I will see some students do over here. From here, what formula do you use? Because you see 3 points, right? You see 0, 0, 5 pi, 0, and 0, negative 5 over 2 pi. So we learned in the straight line graph question or chapter, you can use which method? Shoelace method, right? Okay, but do we want to use shoelace method over here? Do you need to use shoelace method? Okay, no one. Shoelace method. Yeah, see how you say shoelace method. Okay, you don't need to use shoelace method. Okay, Pythagoras theorem. No lah, Pythagoras theorem is not to find area. Okay, don't overthink this. This one is just half times base times height. Okay, why I want you to recognize this type of question. When they ask you to just when they give you 3 points and the points normally will be on your x and y axis. Okay, x and y axis. Okay, so if they ask you to find area, normally it's triangle, and the 3 points will be either one is an origin or all 3 can be on the axis. That means on your x-axis and y-axis. All you need to do is use half times base times height. Don't use shoelace method because very long. You can use, but long. Exam, no time. Okay, you need to chase a train after that. So over here, okay, what's the next part? Okay, now let's do half times base height. But before that, what we can do is you sketch it out first so that you make sure that you're drawing it. Okay, you're calculating it correctly. Okay, Sean asks, when to know can use y minus y1 equals mx minus x1? When you want to find equation of straight line. In NMath, we don't use y equals mx plus c. In NMath, we use that formula, y minus y1 equals to m bracket x minus x1. So you will use that for any straight line. So like this question, we are finding equation of normal. So equation of tangent, equation of normal, you also use this y minus y1 equals to mx minus x1. Okay, or another possible question is your straight line graph type of question. Okay, we label this. Okay, this one just roughly estimate. 5 pi is here. So 5 pi, this is your p. Okay, then here, negative 5 over 2 pi. Okay, this is your q. So don't need to find y-intercept. Don't need. The thing is, you can go and find also. Okay, so Sean, what you're asking is, when do you use y equals mx plus c and this formula, right? I think now you're asking this, right? If I'm reading correctly. Okay, both also is the same thing, but this is normally used in your mathematics. This is used in Maths because Maths, your textbook teach you using this formula. Maths, they use this formula. But if you use this also, actually no problem. Just that if you look into the mark scheme, most of it will use y minus y1 equals to m bracket x minus x1 because this was what was taught in your Math. So we want to try to follow as closely as we can to Math formula. Okay, why? The marker, look at the mark scheme, they just copy only. Okay, so later you can see the mark scheme. Normally they use that formula. Okay, so you draw back here. Do you all see here? Half times base times height, right? Normally I like to draw. Draw it out, then you can see clearer. So your base is, okay, you can put here, this is your base. This on height. Okay, you don't take the negative because area is just positive. So area of triangle POQ will be half times 5 pi times 5 over 2 pi. Okay, don't go write the negative. Okay, what will we get here? 5 times 5, 25 over 4 pi squared. Okay, 25 over 4 pi squared. Okay, look at this whole thing. Okay, this can be a potential paper 1 question because they ask you to write it in exact value. And, okay, so the past few lessons, right, teacher have been highlighting on this one to find your value of angle, a value of trigo. Okay, so you need to know your, based on the graph itself, you need to base on your special angles also, which is 30 degrees, 45 degrees, and 60 degrees. Make sure you memorize all those values. Okay, if you don't know, go and watch back the past few papers. Okay, the past few lessons on the papers. Okay. Type wrong, Jordan. Okay, don't worry. Okay, teacher, as long as you try, okay, just be participative. Okay, any question here? If no question, can you type 7 in the chat? Can you type 7 in the chat? Okay, easy, this one. All right, okay, question 8. Okay, question 8, I think this is the one that a lot of students get a bit stuck. Okay, question 8, why is this a harder one? Because this one they are asking you to find distance as well. Okay, so I would say that this type of kinematics question will be probably the most tricky kind of question already. Okay, so we need to understand the movement, okay, the position of it, and then normally they will ask you to find your distance. Okay, let's read here. A particle moves in a straight line so that its displacement from a fixed point O at a time t seconds is x meters, where x is t cubed plus t squared minus t plus 8, and t is more than or equals to 0. Okay, find the time when the particle changes direction. Okay, keyword here, changes direction. What is the value of which value is equals to what when the particle changes direction? Okay, what do you think? What changes direction? Just now a lot of you say A don't know how to do. Okay, last time teacher taught you all in this kinematics chapter. Okay, Ryan, Lily, good. Okay, V, right? Okay, V is equals to 0. You all have to remember this one. Okay, just imagine like this. I want you to imagine now you run across your room. Okay, look at the end of the room, right? Okay, you run across your room. And then at the end of the room, you cannot run through your wall, right? Okay, what you need to happen? You need to reverse come back to your seat and study math, right? Okay, so what happens when you change direction? Let's say this is the end of the room. You will need to stop, turn your body, then run back to your chair. Right or not? Okay, can you understand the movement here? Okay, so when it changes direction, any particle or object changes direction, your v will be equal to 0 at that point of time. That means you need to stop. Got it? Keyword here, changes direction means v equals to 0. Okay, let's find what is v. V means you need to differentiate your displacement, okay, which is x, dx over dt, which is 3t squared plus 2t minus 1. Okay, this is your v. V equals to 3t squared plus 2t minus 1. Then we want to put v is equals to 0 because changes direction. Therefore, 3t squared plus 2t minus 1 equals to 0. We factorize this, 3t minus 1, t plus 1 equals to 0. T is 1 over 3. T is equals to negative 1. Okay, so this one, we have to reject it because time will only be more than or equals to 0. Clear, this one? Okay, just now a few of you said not sure on how to do this. Okay, this part, very important for the last question. Okay. Second one. Show that the particle is moving towards O when t is equals to 0. Okay, if you look over here, this is a 3-mark question. Okay, what does this mean? The particle is moving towards O when t equals to 0. U-turn. Okay, U-turn. Okay, how do we prove it? Yeah, O is origin. Correct. 0, 0. We normally just put it as a 0.0. Okay, anyone understands how to prove this? What do we need to check over here? When t equals to 0. So what do we need to sub t equals to 0 into? The particle is moving towards O when t equals to 0. Okay, what is the word here? Moving towards. What is moving towards? Velocity, okay? No, not displacement. Velocity, not acceleration. Okay, remember the nine boxes I gave you all in the notes? Remember? Teacher gave you all, if your displacement is negative, 0 or positive. If your velocity is negative, 0 or positive. If your acceleration is negative, 0 or positive. Do you remember that? Okay, go and refer back to the notes because that 9 boxes, you all have to understand what does S, V, and A, which is your displacement, velocity, and acceleration, your negative, 0, and positive, what does it mean? Okay, if they say moving towards, means we need to see where exactly is the direction, going right or going left. Okay, and we also need to see where is the starting point. Okay, where is the starting point of this O? Okay, if you look over here, did the particle start at the point origin? At the point of origin. Okay, I want you all to see the values. Question, did the particle start at the point of origin? Okay, how do we know? Okay, yes. Okay, everyone say yes. Is it a yes? Okay, yes, yes. So, do you all think that the particle started the movement? That means when we start the timer that time, right? It started at the point of O. Okay, how do we know? Okay, we need to see where exactly is the initial position. To find initial position, we need to substitute t equals to 0 into your displacement, into x. Okay, I mentioned to you all when I taught you all this chapter, we cannot assume that the particle always start at the point O. You may start at a certain distance from O. Okay, even though they call it the point O, but the particle may not start at point O. Got it? So imagine it's like you're racing, right? Maybe Costa run very fast, so he give teacher a chance. Okay, teacher teacher a bit fatter lah. Okay, so I cannot run that fast. Okay, so Costa give me chance, he go behind of the line, right? So he give me handicap 10 meters in front of him. Okay, so we can just think of it like that. Okay, if change direction, v must always be equal to 0. Yeah. Okay, t equals to 0. So you look over here, when we substitute into the equation, x equals to 0 cubed plus 0 square minus 0 plus 8. Eh? How come there's a value over here? What does this x equals to 8 means? Okay, what does this x equals to 8 means? It means at point 0, okay, at your time 0, the starting position of the particle is 8. Okay, let's assume it's meters in the question. Is 8 meters on the right of the origin? No, it's not already moving. Okay, sorry, it might be moving. Actually, at the start, the particle is always moving. No, it's not distance travel is 8 meters. It's that when we start the point, the timer at t equals to 0, the position, okay, remember, displacement is about position. Okay, you can write an explanation here. At t equals to 0, position, or we can say displacement is position. Position of particle is 8 meters to the right of O. Can you understand? Okay, at t equals 0, that means t equals 0 is when you start the timer. Don't think of it also like you start timer, then only the thing, you know, you accelerate. Yeah, there's a certain movement. The particle at the start normally is already moving. Okay, moving at a certain speed. Okay, what's another thing that we need to check? So we know it's to the right. Okay, 8 meters to the right. They say they want you to check how do you know it's moving towards O. The another thing that you want to check is you want to check how is it moving? Which direction is it moving? Okay, so direction of movement, which is you're going to substitute t equals to 0 into velocity. Correct. Okay, very good, Jordan. Substitute into velocity, because velocity is about moving right or moving left, or stationary. V equals to 0 can be stationary or changing direction. Got it? Okay. Substitute into the V. We already calculated V in the first question. V is equals to 3 0 square plus 2 times 0 minus 1. Your value here, V is equals to minus 1 meter per second. Okay, let's assume, not assume, the question got say meter per second. Okay, what is minus 1 over here? Okay, describe in your words. I want you all to try to explain this. How is the particle moving? V equals to negative 1. Okay, Costa say it's moving to the left at 1 meter per second, right? Okay, particle is moving to the left at 1 meter per second. Going in the opposite direction. No, it's not opposite direction. What is the proper direction? We don't say it's opposite direction. Because we don't know what is your, this is your starting movement. So why would you say that going to the left is opposite? So we just say in moving to the left or moving to the right. Okay, everyone understand the scenario here? This is the theory part that they are testing you on. Okay, if you want to understand in terms of drawing, how does it look like? Like this. This is your point of origin. Okay, your x is equals to O. At the starting point, okay, at the starting time, your particle is already starting over here. Okay, this part here. Okay, at x equals to 8. So this is t equals to 0. Your particle, the particle is moving to the left. Can you see? Towards O. Got it? Okay. How do we write the explanation on these 3 marks? Okay, you don't need to write all this red color one. This is just me explaining to you all. You need to prove particle is positive. Okay, that means to the right of O. V is negative. Particle is at a positive position. That means to the right. and the movement is going towards the left. Okay, we can conclude with this sentence here. X is positive, V is negative. Okay. Therefore, particle is moving towards O. Okay, that is why important for you to understand that 9 boxes. Some of it, displacement is about the position. Velocity is about the movement. Acceleration is about the change in the velocity or the change of speed. Can? Okay. Question C. Find the total distance traveled by the particle during the first 2 seconds of its motion. Okay, when we see this word here, total distance, what do we need to check for total distance? Is there a difference between the question total displacement and total distance? If we change the question to total displacement and total distance, you need to check displacement. No, not just the displacement. Okay, what do we need to ask first? When the question asks us to find the total distance of the particle, what do you think? Hello, you have tried this question, right? Not sure. If the particle goes in the different direction, okay, different direction means what? Okay, Ryan say different direction. Even when change direction is counted as move. Okay, so what's the keyword here? Look back into the 2 questions in front. We need to check if the particle reverses, right? Okay, actually what Ryan you're saying is correct lah. Okay, so check whenever they ask you to find distance. Okay, distance. Check if particle reverses. Okay, reverses or change direction in the time period. So, did the particle change direction in the first 2 seconds? Where do we check? We go back to the first question. First question is about changing direction, so reverse. At t equals to 1 over 3. Is t equals to 1 over 3 within 2 seconds? Yes, right. Okay, so what we can say over here is that at t equals to 1 over 3, the particle change direction. This is from your question A. Okay, so now we need to only find, okay, just now Sean said about displacement. Now only we find what is the displacement at 3 main points. You need to find the displacement at t equals to 0, t equals to 1 over 3, and then t equals to 2. You understand why? Okay, because displacement is about the position. Okay, when t equals to 0, in the previous question, we already found x is equals to 8. Okay, that means your starting position is at 8. We don't assume that it is at 0. Okay, second one, we're going to substitute t equals to 1 over 3 into the x equation. So 1 over 3 cubed plus 1 over 3 square minus 1 over 3 plus 8 equals, okay, go calculate this, 211 over 27. Okay, t equals to 2, 2 cubed plus 2 square minus 2 plus 8. We will get 18. Okay, from these 3 points here, I want you to draw a motion line over here. Motion line is like this. Just draw a straight line. Okay, at the bottom, you put all the displacement, put it in order. Okay, so for example, you've got x equals to 8. Okay, so let's put here 8. 211 over 27. Okay, you type in the calculator. What's 211 over 27? 7.814. Okay, so here is 211 over 27. Then the last point is at 18. Okay, where is your starting point? This is the starting point. Okay, this is when t equals to 0. The particle move here. Okay, the particle move over here. This is when t equals to 1 over 3. Then it reverses direction to t equals to 18. Sorry, x equals to 18. This is when your t equals to 2. Okay, understand this movement here? Okay, I would say this will be the hardest type of question really for kinematics. So kinematics is not a very hard chapter. Okay, so you need to calculate distance. Distance means the total distance of the particle. So you need to calculate here and this part here. Okay, this yellow and this green color part. How to find total distance? Total distance will be equals to 8 minus 211 over 27. This is the yellow part. Plus 18 minus 211 over 27. We will get 5 over 27 plus 275 over 27. Okay, add it all up. We will get 280 over 27. Or you can write 10.37 or 10.4. Okay. All right. Let me ask you all a question. If the question just asks you what is the displacement, okay, we just change the question. Find the displacement of the particle. What's your answer? The displacement of the particle 10. Okay, is it 10? Okay, what do you think? Find the displacement of the particle when, okay, maybe the question will be when t is equals to 2. Find the displacement of the particle when t equals to 2. Okay, 18. Okay, what do you think is the answer? Displacement. Okay, who say 10? Who say 18? What do you think? Displacement. 10, 10, 18, 10. Okay, this one you'll go figure it out. Okay, after the class, teacher will tell you. Okay, this is something to think about because they can change the question. Okay, this is not the only way to do it. Anyone use integration to do this question? Anyone use integration to do this specific question? Okay, you can do integration also, but you still need to understand these three positions. Okay, if you do integration, which I prefer to do this way lah. Okay, this is my preference. Okay, this one method 2. Method number 2. I'll just write the equation down. You will do integrate from 0 to 1 over 3, 3t squared plus 2t minus 1 dt, then plus 1 over 3 to 2. 3t squared plus 2t minus 1 dt. Okay, you have to separate both the equation because if you add it all up together from 0 to 2, you integrate it, you will get a net value. Okay, because one of it you will get a negative value, one of it you will get a positive value. Okay, so if you want to do this also can, but the way that I normally teach is this one. You just need to find the position. I feel it's easier lah. Okay, find the position, check whether it changes direction or not. Okay, question number 8. All good? Can you all type 8 in the chat? Okay, number 8, good. All right, let's go to number 9. Okay, number 9 I think is a pretty easy question. A curve has equation y equals to x squared minus 8x plus c, where c is a constant. Find the value of c in each of the following cases. The curve crosses the x-axis at x equals to 2. So this is when x equals to 2 and y equals to 0, okay? Because crosses the x-axis. We substitute 0 equals to 2 squared minus 8 times 2 plus c. This will be minus 12 plus c. Therefore, c is equals to 12. Okay, minimum value of y is 3. When we see the word minimum, means dy over dx equals to 0. Okay, minimum or maximum is dy over dx equals 0. Let's find our dy over dx, which is 2x minus 8 equals to 0. X is equals to 4. Okay, so we substitute in x equals to 4 and then y equals to 3. Okay, so x equals to 4 and y equals to 3 into y. Okay, become 3 equals to 4 square minus 8 times 4 plus c. So we get minus 16 plus c. C is equals to 19. Okay, the third one. Find the range of value of c for which y is always greater than 0. Okay, what does it mean y is always greater than 0? Okay, I'll just write down here again. Y is equals to x squared minus 8x plus c. Okay, what graph is this first? Y equals to 8x plus c. Okay, this is a quadratic, right? Quadratic graph. Okay, very good, Sean. A quadratic graph, y is always greater than 0. What does this mean? How does the graph look like if y is greater than 0? Your graph is positive graph, U-shape. What else? Okay, does it intersect or not? The x-axis. Your y is always greater than 0. No, right? Like that. Okay, this is a floating graph. Floating graph, what we can conclude, no real roots. No real roots, what is the equation? B squared minus 4ac less than 0. Okay, this is how we relate the question. Okay, what is B is negative 8 squared minus 4ac less than 0. 64 minus 4c less than 0. 64 is less than 4c. Okay, we change the direction of it. 4c is more than 64. C is more than 60. Okay, this one very few marks only. 4 marks. Okay, question 9. If you can do this, please type 9. You thought greater than 0 is 2 roots. Yeah lah, greater than 0 is 2 roots. This one no roots, so that's why I put less than 0. But the final answer, because you have to follow the inequality when you solve it. How do you know there's no roots? Because of this sentence here. Y is always greater than 0. And this is a quadratic graph. And it's a happy face graph. So actually I think it's around here. But I just draw like that. Because of this sentence here. Y is always greater than 0. It means there's no negative y. Negative y will be here. Got it? Okay, let's go to number 10. A class contains 7 girls and 8 boys. A group of 6 is selected from the class. The group must contain at least 3 girls and at least 2 boys. Find the number of different groups that can be selected. Okay, what type of question is this first? Permutation or combination? So does order matter? Okay, so how you choose them, does it matter or not? Okay, the order. No, okay. So order don't matter. So this is a combination question. Okay, what are the different ways that we can form this group? At least 3 girls and 2 boys, and you need a group of 6. Okay, we can say 3 girls, 3 boys. We can say 4 girls, 2 boys. Okay, no more already, because you need at least 2 boys. Any other different way of forming the group? Okay, let's calculate for this. This will be 7c3 times 8c3 This will be 7C4 times 8C2. We'll get 1960 plus 980. Okay, so total 1960 plus 980, we'll get 2940. Okay, question B. A 5-character code is to be formed from the following characters. Letters A to F, numbers 1 to 3. No character may be used more than once in any code. The characters may be arranged in any order. Find the number of different codes that can be formed using 4 letters and 1 number. Okay, this is the sentence that you need to highlight also. The characters may be arranged in any order. Okay, 4 letters, 1 number. How can we form the code? Okay, first of all, is this a permutation or combination question? Does order matter here? Okay, permutation, right? Okay, so order matters because 1, 2, 3 is different as 3, 2, 1. Order matters, so this one is a permutation question. All right, you've got 4 letters, 1 number. So total you got 5 spaces, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, how can we put the letters and numbers? We can put letter, 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 number. Okay, is this the only way that we can arrange? Yes. Okay. Read the question properly. Characters may be arranged in any order. Okay, no. Okay, how else can you arrange this? Okay, Yasmin said no. Okay, it can also be N, L, 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 N, L, 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 right? Okay, so we can move the N position, right? And then all the other spaces you fill up with your alphabet L. So how many more different arrangement we can do over here? N can be here, can be here, can be here, and can be here. Right or not? 4 more, right? So total you have 5 different arrangement. Got it? Okay, let's calculate for this. What will be the calculation here? This is 6P4, okay, for this L, multiply 3P1, then times 5. Okay, 6P4 times 3P1 times 5. We will get 5,400. Okay, there's an alternative way to do it, just in case if it comes out in your paper 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, normally when you can do permutation, you also can do arrangement. Okay, so arrangement method is 6 times 5 times 4 times 3. Then 3P1, you times 3 here. Then you multiply by 5. Okay, you just check your calculator. You see, is it the same answer? 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 3 times 5. Same, right? 5,400. So, yeah, just know both of it. Okay, number 10. If you can answer, can you type 10 in the chat? Okay, Hannah asks, why 10A cannot 7C3, 8C2, and 10C1? Where you get 10C1 from? Where is 10C1 from? The total, the 5 already chosen, or total minus the 5 already chosen? Okay, let me see again. 7C3 times 8C2. Why you're working so fine? 7C3 times 8C2 times 10C1. Okay, Jordan said, I think she add the 3 girls and 7 girls. You need to pick one more to make 6. I actually don't understand. Oh, total, you say what? Total minus 5 already chosen. Okay. Your 5 already chosen. No 7 plus 8. Minus 3 girls and 2 boys. Why 3 girls and 2 boys only? Okay, what you're considering is that it's not at least, you're finding just 3 girls and 2 boys. Your total minus that one, normally you only can use if there's only one criteria for at least okay, at least normally it's one criteria. Like if they say at least 3 girls, the group must contain at least 3 girls, then you take total minus the opposite statement of at least 3 girls, which is 0 girl, 1 girl, and 2 girls. I think you're thinking in that way, right? You're trying to do the opposite statement working, right? This one cannot do. Okay. I think can do, but it's probably more complicated lah. Okay, because you have to find the opposite statement of it, which is 0 girl and 5 boys. Then 1 girl and 4 boys. And then 2 girls. Yeah, it's a very long. Yeah, very, very long. Instead, it will be longer. Got it? Okay, so this one don't use. This one, keep it simple. Okay, now, everyone's favorite question. Okay, I think I see the most one. Just now, everyone say, don't know how to do question 11. Fx is equals to x over x minus what? For negative 10 to positive 10. Okay, x cannot be equals to 1. The diagram shows the graph of y equals to fx. Use the diagram to explain why y is a function. Okay, what makes a function a function? What is the criteria of a function? Okay, so we go back to chapter 1. What is the criteria of a function? Okay, Kosa say it has to be a 1-to-1. Okay, very good, Lily. Okay, how can we check on the graph that it is a 1-to-1 function? Anyone remember? How do we check that it is a 1-to-1 function? Okay. Remember this thing called a horizontal line or vertical line test. Vertical ruler. Okay, that means you take a ruler, you need to draw a horizontal line or a vertical line to check whether it is a 1-to-1 function. Okay, for this case, what we can write the reason is this. Okay, the line x equals to k. Okay, that means if we put a vertical line and any k value, okay, that means we move like that. Okay, this will all cut it once only. Okay, so where from negative 10 to positive 10 cuts the curve at 1 point only. That means when you move across the graph, all 1 point only, like this. Okay. Actually, both x equals to k and y equals to k lah. So you check both sides also, you will get 1 cut only. Okay, so it's a 1-to-1 function. Or can be, cause okay, maybe it's not 1-to-1 only. Sorry, function is 1-to-1 or many to 1. So it needs to fulfill this criteria. It cannot be a 1-to-many. 1-to-many is this vertical ruler test. So if your graph cuts 2 points when you have a vertical line, that means it's a 1-to-many. Okay, this is a test of it. Okay, question 2, ffx. Composite function. f(x) equals to x over x minus 1 over, okay, we don't need a bracket here, over x over x minus 1 minus 1. Okay, sorry, you all might want to add this if you want. F bracket x over x minus 1. Okay, now let's simplify this. The bottom part, we can change it to one fraction. So x over x minus 1 over x minus bracket x minus 1 over x minus 1. Okay, simplify this. This one can cancel. Cancel. X minus x will become 0. Then here will become x over 1 minus times minus 1, which is equals to x. Okay, the next one. 2 marks only. Use your answer to part 2 to state the relationship between f and f inverse. Okay, what does it mean? F and f inverse. Part 2. Okay, anyone know how to explain this? This is fx and x. Okay, that means f and f inverse, they are the same. Okay, this is how we explain it. Your y is equals to x, x is equals to y, because this thing here right now is y, right? So we can say that f and f inverse are the same. Okay, because your f(x) is equals to x. You have to remember this equation here. f(x) is equals to x means both of them, they are the same. Okay, one more here. Oh, sorry, got a few more. Okay, explain how the diagram shows the relationship between f and f inverse. You all look in the graph. How does the diagram show f and f inverse? Okay, what we can say, because they are the same, or you can, okay, another way to look at it is they are self-inverse. Okay, f is self-inverse. Because x is equal to y, y is equal to x. So we can say that the curve is symmetrical. That means after you go through a reflection about y equals to x, it will still be the same exact graph. That means it's like your inverse graph. You all know what's inverse graph, right? Like that. Okay, inverse graph. When we reflect, it's exactly the same. Okay, this is your y equals to x line. The mirror is the same with each other. Okay, which is what this graph is. You'll see in the graph. Okay, the next one. A function g is defined by gx equals to x over x minus 1, which is the same equation as the above, for x is more than or equals to 2. Find the range of g. Okay, the thing that's different is this part here. X is more than or equals to 2. Okay, I want you to use the graph to help you to answer this question. Okay, when x is equals to 2, where exactly it is? X equals to 2. So 1, 2. Means they want us to find from this point onwards. Okay, x equals to 2. It means we want to see from this point of the graph until infinity. Okay, see this yellow color line. Okay, so what do we need to find? Do we know where's our lowest point? The graph will never touch here, right? Because this is an asymptote. If you see, what is your asymptote here? Asymptote is y is equals to 1. Got it? So your range will be y more than 1. Okay, so what do we need to check is where is your maximum point, because the maximum point will be here already. Okay, so you need to just sub in your G, your X value is equals to 2. So G2, which is 2 over 2 minus 1, which is equals to 2. Okay, how do we express the range? Remember, asymptote is y equals to 1. So that means you will write your range is y more than 1. Gx is more than 1, but it is less than or equals to 2. Okay, that yellow part that I highlighted just now on the diagram, that is the range over here. Okay, one more here, question C. A function h is defined by hx equals to 2x over 3x plus 1 for the largest possible domain. State the domain of h. All right, for any sort of equation that is a fraction, and the fraction at the bottom has some x, how do we find the domain? Okay, how do we find the domain? The keyword is actually just this word, the domain for a fraction type of equation. Okay, all you need to remember for a function that is a fraction, okay, function that is fraction, okay, with x at denominator, okay, it needs to have x, so something like this one, 3x plus 1. You are gonna, for your domain, is always take your denominator not equals to 0. You remember this equation. So 3x plus 1 not equals to 0. X will be not equals to negative 1 over 3. Okay, your bottom cannot be equals to 0 because you get a math error. Okay, someone say, wow, very clear now. Okay, are you all clear for this question right now? Okay, can understand right now? Okay, it's not very hard, right? Okay, it's going back to chapter 1, understanding the graph, understanding domain, range, function. Okay, so it's just putting it all together right now. Okay, question 11. If you can, for 11, can you type 11 in chat? Okay, I see all the 11. Okay, Jordan, you try this paper before the class just now. Managed to do okay, very good. All right, let's do one last question. Question number 12. Okay, just now I see a few of you also not sure how to do this. Two arithmetic progression A and B each have 100 terms. Their terms are denoted by A1, A2, A3, A4 until A100 and B1, B2, B3, B4 until B100 respectively. It is given A1 equals to B100 equals to 1 and A100 equals to B1 equals to 298. Find n such that An minus Bn equals to 45. Wow, okay, so confusing. So many different terms that they are giving you. Okay, anyone manage to solve this question? Okay, let's write down the facts that they give us over here first. Okay, what does this mean? Okay, we have a sequence, we have a progression A. A starts with the value of 1. Okay, we don't know what is it. 1, and it's also equals to the value of B100, which is also equals to 1. Okay, but this is B. What is your A100? So I want you to just read like that. A1, A100. A1 is equals to 1. A100 is equals to 298. So we know that this one, we know the first value, then the last value is 298, which is your 100th term. Okay? Same thing for B. B, your first value is 298. Your last value is 1. Okay? Read the sentence like that. Like this, like this, like this, like this. Because you want to put your progression of A together, your progression of B together. Okay. So, what else do we know? Okay, so for progression A, okay, let's do for, I'll put this as a circle. So A, for A, our A value is equals to 1. Our 100th term is equals to 298. Okay, A equals to 1. 100th term equals to 298. Okay, what's the formula for arithmetic progression. So un, or your nth term, is a plus n minus 1d. Okay, this is what we'll be substituting over here. So this will become 1 plus 99d equals to 298. 99d equals to 297d. Okay, this is for the first one. D is equals to 3. 297 divided by 99. Okay, we do the same thing for progression B. Okay, progression B. Here, A is equals to 298. The 100th term is equals to 1. Okay. A plus n minus 1d. So 298 plus 99d equals to 1. 99d equals to negative 297. D is equals to minus 3. Okay. We've got to these two values right now. A equals to 1 and D equals to 3. This is for progression A. We've got A equals to 298 and D equals to negative 3 for progression B. Okay, can we write down a general expression right now for AN? Okay, AN means your nth term for n. Okay, so now we do again nth term formula here. So AN is equals to A plus n minus 1 D, which is 1 plus 3n minus 3 equals to 3n minus 2. Okay, this is our AN. We do the same thing for BN. So find the nth term for B. BN is 298 plus n minus 1 times minus 3, which is 298 minus 3n plus 3 equals to 301 minus 3n. Okay, this is our BN for nth term of B. Everyone okay until here? So I think it's just the first sentence, this equation that most of you get a bit confused. Okay, so now we got AN and BN. We substitute into this equation here. AN minus BN is equals to 45. Okay, so here AN minus BN equals to 45. So 3n minus 2 minus 301 minus 3n equals to 45. 3n minus 2 minus 301 plus 3n equals to 45. 6n equals to 348. N will be equals to 58. Okay, the last one. Find the smallest m such that AM is more than 2BM. Okay, the smallest m. Okay, now we replace the n with m. So here will become 3m minus 2 is more than 301 minus 3m. Okay, you all see the previous question, the blue color one. Okay, here will become 3m minus 2 more than 602 minus 6m. Okay, bring all the m to the left hand side. Here become 9m more than 604. Then m 604 divided by 9, we will get 67.1. All right, is this the final answer? The smallest m. Okay, what does m represent over here? Okay, m is equals to n, which is your position number of your sequence. Okay, we need to know that n, term number, right? N needs to be a positive integer. Therefore, your smallest m is equals to 68. Okay, you don't leave it as 6 more than 67.1. Okay, because your term number, okay, actually it's position number, okay, needs to be a positive integer. All right. Okay, congratulations. You have done one set of paper. Okay, so this is paper 2-1. All right. Okay, after this, okay, y'all got any question, y'all just feel free to ask me. I'll send this paper to y'all and we'll move on to our next paper.